Today on Pro Church Daily, we're talking about the two-part church website headline formula.
Well, hey there, and welcome to Pro Church Daily, the show where in 10 minutes or less you'll get your daily dose of tips and tactics to help your church share the message of Jesus while we navigate the biggest communication shift we've seen in the last 500 years. I'm your host, Alex Mills. I'm joined, as always, by the boss man. It's Brady Shearer. And today, we're talking about the two-part church website headline formula.
The headline on your website is very important when it comes to first impressions.
Yeah.
Now, first impressions are 94% design related, meaning that when someone lands on your site, their first impression is being made based on what they are visually seeing, the visual cues, not your first main headline. But with that being said, according to Kissmetrics and David Ogilvy, 5 times as many people are going to read that main headline versus the rest of the copy on your homepage. So your main headline is verbally your biggest chance at basically making a connection with a potential new visitor.
Okay.
And so we want to walk you through basically a 2-part formula that will allow you to write an amazing first main headline on your site and resonate with as many potential new visitors as possible. The biggest thing to understand when it comes to writing a headline is that great copywriting focuses on the customer and not the company. So if we want to translate that to the church world, great copywriting focuses on the congregation, not the church.
Yeah.
So what you don't want to do is talk about yourself.
Yeah.
To use the Nucleus website homepage headline as an example, you land on the Nucleus homepage, www.nucleus.church, and the headline reads, 96% of church websites fail the first impression test. Yours doesn't have to. At no point does that even talk about Nucleus.
Yeah.
That is entirely customer focused, basically saying, this is the current state of websites for churches. Where does yours fit in? Because it doesn't have to be this way. So here's a bad example of a church website headline.
Okay.
I have censored the church's name, but this is a real church's website. And what's fascinating is that this church's website design is gorgeous. And yet, it did not resonate with me beyond that initial first impression where I was like, And then I read the headline and I was like,
Yeah.
So, here's what it said. Blank church is a church that believes in Jesus and lives to demonstrate his love to all people. That's about as standard as you can get.
It's pretty classic.
That's a great mission, vision statement for a church.
Yeah.
And yet, that church is speaking entirely about them. You land on their website, and they're immediately introducing themselves and saying, here's what I do. Here's what I'm about. Guess what? This is what I am. Where you want to flip the script and immediately, to use the analogy of a first-time conversation with another human, begin asking questions about them. Hey, what do you do? What are you about? How can I help you? And this is where the 2-part church website headline formula comes into play. The first part is you want to confront a problem. And the second part is you want to offer a solution.
Okay.
So let's begin with that first part, confront a problem. There are 3 problems that are universal, existential problems that every human faces either currently or at one point in their life that we think churches are uniquely positioned to meet and help. And those 3 problems are as follows. Problem number 1, I am not good enough. Problem number 2, I'm all alone. And problem number 3, I'm wasting my life. And there are 3 solutions to these 3 problems, and these solutions are uniquely tailored to what churches do, to what we do. And so the solutions are as follows. So for that first problem, I'm not good enough, we come in and we offer hope in Jesus. Number 2, second problem, I'm all alone. We come in, we offer Christ-centered community, real relationship, not just surface level. We're here to walk with you, do life together.
Yeah, classic.
Problem number 3, I'm wasting my life. Solution, purpose. Purpose in Jesus, a greater life. Jesus came to give life, offer it to the fullest. That's what we, as kingdom people, we're doing in our churches.
Yeah.
So that's the problem and solution kind of format when it comes to a headline on your church's website. Let's walk through a couple real examples to show you how real churches are doing this.
Okay.
Example number 1. This one comes from Crossroads Church. Their URL is 2, the number 2, the integer 2, thecrossroads.com. The problem that this headline focuses on is I'm not good enough, and the solution is hope. The headline reads this: no matter what, you are good enough. So again, the problem is people are living their lives and thinking, man, this person has their life together. Man, I'm not good enough. Yeah. I'm the sibling that just didn't get things right. My parents are disappointed in me. I didn't get that job that I wanted. I'm disappointed in myself. I'm way too hard on myself. This is the reality that essentially every single human lives in some way or another. And basically what this website headline for Crossroads is saying is, look, we know how you feel, but those feelings are actually untrue. You are good enough. And we're here to show you why that's the case. Crossroads doesn't say, we believe in X, Y, and Z. They say, we know that this is the problem that you're facing. Jesus has a better answer.
Yeah. And their beliefs are probably somewhere else on the site, which is fine. Like, but talk about your mission statement, talk about who you are in another part of the site. But for that first impression to connect with me, because like you said, either now or at some other point in my life, I will feel one of these, if not all three of these things. And so when I land on that site and I see, no matter what, you're good enough, at some point in my life, whether it's right now, in the past, I've felt not good enough, I can identify with this on like a significant emotional and spiritual level, and that encourages me to keep scrolling and maybe check out this community.
And it's not like that headline is antithetical to your mission or vision statement.
No.
It's actually an extension of it.
Of course.
And this is what copywriting is. At the end of the day, copywriting is taking a universal truth and presenting it in a new way that makes someone have an epiphany, that convinces someone, like you said, that hits them on an emotional level. This is just rewording. This is Jesus using parables and stories to communicate universal truths that were not as easy to communicate. Instead of talking about, like forgiveness, he shares a parable. Instead of talking about, like the value of money and like, for instance, the parable of the prodigal son. Okay. Instead of Jesus saying like, hey, it's important to forgive. He's like, let me show you an actual story of this in real life. Yeah. It's the same core truth, just like your mission statement is the same core truth as you matter to God, you matter to us, but it's just presented in a much more emotional way, easier to grasp.
That's good.
Let's do a second example. This one comes from theactionchurch.com. The headline reads, Connect to everything God has for your life. Again, the Action Church does not mention themselves. They go immediately to the potential new visitor. We want you to connect to everything that God has for your life. The problem here is, this can't be all there is to life, right? I'm wasting my life. This is it. Like, I had so many more hopes and dreams for what I could become. I'm in my 30s. I have a kid. I'm a stay-at-home mom. Things just didn't turn out the way that I thought they would. I guess this is it. And then the solution is, no. Like, God has something so much better for you. There is so much more purpose that this life has to hold for you.
That's good.
Let's go to a third example real quick. No one stands alone is what the headline reads. This is from www.enjoy.church. The problem here, I don't belong anywhere. Like, in school, I didn't fit in. At work, I don't fit in. Even my spouse maybe doesn't get me. I'm like the odd one out in my family. Enjoy Church is saying, we know what that feels like. You belong here. Yeah. We're offering Christ-centered community.
That's good.
Part 1, confront a problem. Part 2, offer a solution. Final thing that I'll say on this is, if you feel like copywriting is difficult, if you feel like I'm not the type of person that can write something great, one great hack to get around this is to not write it and have someone else write it for you. Yeah. That someone else, someone in your church. Right. And if you go to goodnews.church, the recently rebranded Glad Tidings Church of Omaha, they do this on their website in a tremendous way.
Gosh, this is one of my favorite church websites.
Instead of like saying, this is who we are and all this, they plaster their homepage, the above the fold section, with just testimonials from real people in their church. So they don't worry about the advanced copywriting. They just let the people in their church speak for them.
Yeah, it's great. And they have really great photos of real people on
so that first impression is instant, and then they drive home with the main headline.
So good.
If you want to improve your website beyond the main headline, after that, you've got the rest of the page. Yeah. And we've got 7 pre-written, pre-structured page templates for you to copy and paste, add to your church's website. ProChurchTools.com/nucleus is the place to get those. Thanks for watching today's episode of Pro Church Daily. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, thanks for watching today's episode of Pro Church Daily. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel and enable notifications so you never miss another video.
And if you like this video, it'd mean the world to us. Maybe give it a thumbs up.
A big ol' thumbs up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.